How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of Crowler, hopeful goodness, in the form of Heavy Reel Brewing. It is their Raspberry Soft Serve LUVV. I thought this was a collab for some reason. I could be wrong. Heavy Reel Brewing Company. I have done a couple of their beers in the past. I actually did a podcast with Jeff from Heavy Reel. Super cool brewery. I was literally just down there. And the reason why I have this, I went down there for a quick impromptu weekend with the wifey. You will probably see some of those reviews kind of pop up, maybe even before this one gets posted, of me hanging out and having some beers. And I wasn't around, actually, when this released, because Jeff was nice enough to put one aside. Hence the don't drink on there. So we're going to crack this. It is, I got to open this. It's probably been 2 weeks plus since they released this. Actually, it might be 2 weeks on the nose. I've been so busy with life and everything, so I gotta get to it. So we're diving in here. Friday. Hopefully I'm in the mood for some sweet, delicious pastry. Thick loviness. We'll see what's what now. These Crowlers are notoriously, fantastically horrible to pour, so I'll give you my pour. That looks like crap. And I'll show you the label. I kind of like it. It is just... I did a mystery beer, so I have that sweet paper towel laying around. Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of... It reminds me of kind of like a new school version of like almost like a Grateful Dead kind of vibe going on. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm all pumped to crack into a 9% pastry sour. Soft serve sour. I keep saying soft serve sour. And I think I might be fucking doing them dirty. I am doing them dirty. It says here, love raspberry soft serve, raspberry ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and marshmallow 9%. I assume he's going to be kind of a soft sour, fruited sour. But that's just me kind of, it doesn't say sour in here. So I feel like I'm fucking doing them dirty. Anyway, I like the label. There you go, Jeff. So, me and my infinite wisdom to research, I probably screwed up. Now, as far as the beer looks, strawberry quick and ahead. Kind of expected that, being that is that kind of raspberry soft serve, so you're expecting that kind of vibrant, kind of reddish in color. It does have a decent amount of kind of bits and pieces and particulate that are kind of left behind from that head. It's a lot of your adjuncts kind of coming to a head, literally and figuratively, and then it's kind of collapsing itself on top of itself, so you have these kind of, you can view deep into the kind of head, kind of collapsing, kind of rocky kind of edge to it. But she looks the part of one of these new school kind of jammers. See if you get a nose. Yeah, I mean, it's tart. It's tart, but I believe that's because there's an insane amount of raspberries in here. It has that kind of tartness that you would get from a raspberry that's kind of maybe the one that's airs a little bit sour, a little bit tart, or even when you chop into the one that's under-ripened, you bite into a little bit of seed to where you get a little bit of that earthiness, you get a little bit of that sour. So it's just raspberries are winning the day here. There is a soft sweetness underneath it. I'm not really getting a ton of vanilla, a ton of marshmallow, a ton of lactose, all those kind of things. But there is a soft kind of slightly kind of milk sugary sweetness. It's not that apparent. The reason why I mention that is because when you read on here, it says raspberries, check. That's definitely there. And you talk about lactose, vanilla, ice cream, and marshmallow. You're talking about three things that are very close to each other. So you're expecting this huge pop of vanilla. I'm not really getting that in the nose because you're kind of sweet on sweet on sweet there. So I kind of appreciate that. It's not really going that crazy. It smells quite nice, actually. I'm a fan of raspberry stuff. In certain ways. I like raspberries. I don't like raspberry flavored stuff, but I like raspberry jam and some kind of naturally raspberry kind of infused kind of desserty kind of stuff. And that's the way it comes off here. Absolutely 100% organic. Nothing fake in the front on this one, son. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, it is fruit smoothie status. Faux sure. I mean, you're getting that big raspberry component there, but it comes off, I don't want to say just plain confectionery, because, well, it is dessert, and you're getting that rich sweetness from it. It's not super candied, so it's not necessarily just straight dessert. It's more of kind of that fruit smoothie with that added sweetness that comes off sweet, that kind of skirts the edges of a dessert, but still stays a little bit earthy, a little bit kind of tart and bittering from the fruit, and doesn't let it become just a straight up kind of after dinner kind of thing. Raspberry at a head. Big, bold, delicious, rich, sweet, vibrant, the whole nine, organic to a T. The volume cranked to 11 on that. You do get, talk about vanilla ice cream, you talk about marshmallow, and they talk about lactose. I'd probably go vanilla ice cream on this one if I'm going to call any one of those being as close to what I'm tasting. The only reason why I put this is there's a really cool kind of nutty malt character that I kind of associate with a little bit of kind of waffle coney. So when I'm thinking like that kind of like vanilla ice cream with a waffle cone kind of vibe going on with it, with that nice dollop of raspberries on top. This is fun. It's tasty. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Is this 9% alcohol by volume? I don't think so. I don't care. Listen, everybody's going to go ape shit ballistic on all these fruited sours not being an ABV that they are. I love that nutty, crackery kind of malt that's coming out at the end of this. It's so fun, man. It gives me that kind of waffle cone vibe. Every time I take a sip, when I go to finish, I kind of forget it's going to be there, and it kind of pops out at the end. It's really fun. That whole ABV thing, it is what it is. Listen, I've never drank one of those 10, 11, 9% kind of big, kind of sour, I would call this kind of a kettle sour beer more than a fruit smoothie thing. I mean, they're all kind of flirting together nowadays. I've never drank one of those 10%ers and go, wow, this is definitely 10%. I've always gone, well, this is totally not 10%. And the ones that I've had that are 5%, I'm like, oh man, this is drinking what it should be or a little bit bigger. This drink's a bit smaller than what I would assume, or what I'm tasting here. So in the grand scheme of things, what would I assume this be? Probably closer to like 5 to 6% to 9. I don't give a flying fuck, to be perfectly honest with you. I think these serve a purpose, and their purpose is to be that kind of, near beer fruit smoothie thing. Basically what hard seltzer and alcohol pop is. It's kind of filling a void like that. People getting flavored things in a beer format that's not really beer. I'm not knocking it for that. I think these have a place and a time is right now because I'm enjoying the shit out of it. So in the grand scheme of things, I guess you can kind of get your panties in a bunch if someone to send us off to a thing and get tested and be like, it's totally not 9%. And I can be totally wrong. It's going based off of what I taste. Not that I'm right about everything, but I don't have that big of a skin in the game when it comes to these kind of beers, so I don't really get pissed. But I know some people do. So take that for a grain of salt. Anytime you drink any of these kettle sours, some people, the lower ABV ones typically tend to be kind of on point because there's so much blending of different ingredients and stuff like that. You can't really nail down these ABVs more often than not. What I think you'll see nowadays is a lot of people... I turned this into a soapbox about these goddamn fucking beers. Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, I mean, what I think you'll see a lot of people shooting low on their ABV counts on these. And that way, if somebody tests it and it's a little bit higher ABV, they don't care. But it is what it is. So anyway, back to the actual beer. Raspberries galore. Gives me that cool kind of waffle cone ice cream thing. That kind of definitely pops back in the end with that kind of nutty maltiness. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it does what it wants to do, and it does it really, really well, which is, like I said, being one of those kind of fringe beer-based products that are kind of akin to the seltzers and the alcohol pops, but this one tends to be more organic, more fruit smoothie, and I can get down with that. Is it one of the better ones I've had as of late? Yes. Even I had the strawberry one there a couple times with the wife. I purposely went out of my way to avoid the raspberry one for two reasons. One, my wife hates raspberry stuff. Two, I kind of wanted to go in this one fresh. Again, 2 weeks old on the Crowler. Is that fresh? It is what it is, but yeah, this is definitely one of the better ones I've had, if not up at the top. Value and availability. I forget what I paid for this. I want to say maybe like $18 for a Crowler. That's kind of, kind of par for the course when it comes to these kind of beers nowadays. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like these new school fruit smoothie beers, and you love raspberry, I mean, this is one of the better well done ones. So they've been actually hitting them out of the park a lot of times with these kind of beers as of late, and gathering quite the little kind of following. So if you dig these kind of beers and you're going out of your way to pick these up down south, whether it be Vail, Inter, all those people that do these kind of things, don't sleep on Heavy Row. Be worth a trip, especially if you're in the New Jersey area or passing by. Seaside represent. So there you go. another little Crowler review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little fruit smoothie right now. I'll see you next time. Cheers.